You're live.
Yeah, here we are, live today with the real deal. Kenny Lofton in the house, MLB stud, MLB star, talking baseball with Nick Turturro, a.k.a. having a little pizza. Thanks for being here, buddy.
No problem. Glad to be here.
Yeah. We got to talk about, we got the Cleveland Indians, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's,
Wild thing
when I
back
look
there.
at you,
Okay.
you know, I always look at you as a Cleveland Indian, right? Is that how you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I played with Cleveland for 10 years. That was the most teams. I played with a lot of teams, but I played with them the most. So I pretty much look at myself as an Indian.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, like sometimes you look at a player, maybe they played for two organizations or they played for, you know, one, and then they played a bunch, but you always look at them and you say, if you say Roger Clemens, you think he's really a Red Sox.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, there are certain guys that, you know, you think of the player and you think that guy was a member of that team, even though, who'd you play for? You played for the Giants. Did you play for the Dodgers?
Played for the Dodgers.
Dodgers, the Giants. You played for the Yankees even.
Yankees, the Cubs.
The Cubs even.
Yeah. The
Wow.
Pirates.
Wow, there was
The
a
White
lot of...
Sox. Yeah, 11 teams.
11 teams?
Yeah. Phillies.
Wow. Did you kind of go from year to year after?
Well, yeah, it was weird how I ended up going from one team in the beginning, and then I got when the team was looking to get to the playoffs,
They would bring you in.
Yeah, they'll call and say, "Hey, can you trade for Kenny?" And I was with the Cubs as well. So yeah, I mean, it was interesting because I knew at a certain time during the All-Star break or the All-Star, you know, right before the training deadline, I knew I was a wanted man because
Right.
again, I just always felt that what I did on the field, people didn't want to do. I was a leadoff, bunt, get on, make a havoc on the field, you know, on the base path, and play good outfield. And a lot of teams didn't have that.
Right. Because you did a little bit of everything. You were a table setter. You were a guy that didn't mind getting dirty. You scored runs. And, you know, there's not a lot of those guys in baseball. You know,
They don't do that no more. They don't do that no more. For
no
sure,
more.
no more. It's sad, actually.
I know. Where did you grow up?
Back in East Chicago, Indiana, back in the south side, close to the south side of Chicago. And I grew up in a little rough neighborhood in between Chicago and Gary.
Mm-hmm. Were you a 3-4 sports guy or baseball was mainly?
No, I played baseball, basketball, and I ran track. But I played basketball at Arizona, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Wow, how many years there?
4 years. I was on the Final Four team with Sean Elliott, Steve Kerr, Judd Bushler.
You on that team?
Tolbert, Sean Rooks. Yeah.
So you were a baller.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So,
But
yeah.
baseball was your sport.
Baseball was my sport. I think basketball, for me to have an opportunity to show my individual skills with those guys on the court, it was a little rough trying to get
Right.
the ball back. Once you pass it as a point guard, I didn't get it back. Sean Elliott, he was the mini Magic at the time. So it was,
Right.
Steve Kerr was just a three-point
Shooting
magic.
guy.
Oh, my goodness. So,
Yeah.
and once they got the ball, I was like past it, and I just got ready to play defense.
So you got drafted by the Indians when?
No, I got drafted by Houston.
Oh, by Houston?
My first team was the Houston Astros, minor leagues, and then I ended up getting traded to the Indians.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why did you get traded?
I got traded at the time. It was weird because I was trying at the time the Astros was trying to move Craig Biggio from catcher to second base.
Okay.
So they wanted to find, and the Indians said they were looking for a left-handed hitting center fielder. And they said, you know what, if you want to move Biggio to second base, we need to find a left-handed hitting center fielder. And they was they was also looking for a left-handed hitting catcher. So Eddie Taubensee was with the Indians, and they wanted to move him, you know, to have him play catcher and move Biggio to second base.
Second base.
Yeah,
So you were in that trade.
I was in that trade.
I see. What year was that? 94 or something?
Oh, that was early. That was I got
92?
traded in 91.
Oh, 91.
Yeah.
I think I remember you on the Indians maybe in 93.
No, 92. 92.
You came up 92? Mm-hmm. So 93, were you in that game, the Jim Abbott game?
Yes. It's a funny story about the Jim Abbott. You probably don't know about that funny story. You know the story about that game?
No, I don't know the story. You
Well,
tell
it was
me.
a story about the game where it was in the ninth inning, and I think the score was 3-1. And I come up and I tried to bunt. And they got
3-1?
upset. Yeah, it was 3-1. We were losing 3-1. And
It was a no-hitter, right?
No. Oh yeah, no. It was a no-hitter, but we were down. We were down 2 runs, so it was 2-0.
2-0.
It was 2-0. We were down. So that's what I meant. We were down.
Okay.
So I knew we was down 2 runs. So, and I tried to bunt, you know, and the umpire The manager, not the manager, the umpire and the pitcher, everybody looked at me like I was crazy. You know, the
Yeah.
pitcher, I'm like,
Now
what?
I remember the story.
What are you talking about?
Right.
That's my game. And I tried to explain to them, I'm not doing nothing out of the ordinary.
What inning was this in?
It's the ninth inning.
Ninth inning, you're down 2-0. You were
Yes.
leading off.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I tried to explain it. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I'm doing what I do all year long, all the time in the game.
Okay, but if it was a blowout,
No, it wasn't a blowout.
then I could understand them
It
being
was
mad
not a
at you.
blowout. It wasn't
You
a
would
blowout.
get that, right?
It was a blowout.
But you're trying to win the game.
Yes. So I'm trying to get on base to have another chance for the guy behind me to get a hit. You know,
Right.
anything can happen. And they got upset. And I'm like, why are you getting upset? I'm
Yeah,
not-
because they thought you were trying to break up the no-hitter with a bunt.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Nothing, but you know in baseball.
Baseball, see, that's the problem. Baseball have all these dang rules.
Right.
First of all, what I bunt in the first inning with no hits. I can break up a no hitter in the first inning with a bunt.
Right.
So what's the difference between I'm not going out of character?
No.
I'm staying in character of trying to bunt to get a hit.
Right.
That's what I do to get hits. A lot of my hits were bunts. So
Mm-hmm.
why should I change it because this guy's throwing over hitter? I'm not trying to help him.
No, I don't think you're wrong at all. But
So,
the Yankees.
no, it was more the catcher got upset. The umpire, that's what made me even more mad. It's like, what are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean? What am I doing?
He said that to you?
Yes. I
Wow.
can't remember what umpire. You can look at the
You know,
in
now,
that time.
now when you bring it up, I do remember, that, yeah, you were, I didn't know it was you,
It was me.
but somebody was
Me.
trying to bunt and
That
break
was
up
me.
the no-hitter, but it was 2-0 in the ninth inning.
It was me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what, you attempted how many times? Once?
I think I attempted it once, and I don't know if I fouled it off or something. And then all of a sudden, he's like, "Hey, what are you doing? Trying to bunt?" I'm like, "What are
Yeah.
you talking about?"
Because who was on deck? I mean, I think Bayerga.
It was.
Did he make the last out, Bayerga?
Bayerga made the last out because I think it was myself, and then it was Omar,
Risco?
and then Carlos because Carlos made the last out. So he was hit, and Carlos hit third. So
Carlos?
You know, Carlos hit third.
Okay.
So, yeah, so Carlos he made the last out. He was the third.
Right.
The third batter.
It was a ground ball to like shortstop or
Shortstop
something.
or something.
Yeah, something like that.
He threw another
Yeah,
one?
I
Oh,
know
yeah.
he threw another. But no, I don't blame you, man. I don't think you were a bad guy because you're 2 runs down.
And I'm saying if it was Albert Belle, okay, people get upset. Why all of a sudden
That'd be out of character.
that'd be out of character.
Right,
But me, that's my game. I didn't go outside my game.
right.
I was always bunting.
But you know, baseball, it always has these unwritten rules. You can't do this, you can't do that. I mean, some of them make sense and some don't.
Some of
But
them,
if it's
yeah.
a close game and you're trying to win the game, I mean, what was it, a September game?
To be honest, I can't even remember. All I know is they got upset at me trying to bunt. I'm like,
Maybe you just were, you were the wrong guy at the wrong place. I mean, not that you were a troublemaker. I don't think you were.
I mean, people just didn't. I made people upset because how I
Right.
went about the game. But I played the game hard, and I was always a gamer out in the field, and they knew I was gonna play hard no matter
Right.
what.
You
So
played the
maybe
game
they
the
liked
right
that.
way.
So
You
maybe
played
they
it.
liked
Maybe
it.
ruffled a few feathers. So what?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked
How many
it,
hits did you have?
2,400 and something. I'm not sure what it was.
24. So how many years did you play? 15? 17?
Yeah.
So what is your average a year? Like 100 and what? 75?
Something like that. Yeah.
Pretty
So,
damn good
yeah,
career, man.
Yeah.
How many home runs you have?
130.
130?
130, baby.
Yeah,
130.
Yeah, but you were a line drive hitter.
Yeah, I was, but again, I wasn't
But
trying
you
to
had
hit
pop.
home.
You
I had some
probably had a
pop.
lot of doubles.
Yeah, I had a lot of doubles. I had
about
a lot of
triples?
I had 100 and something triples. So yeah, in my career, but I've always tried to, I was a guy who was slapping the ball at times, but you get in my kitchen a little bit, I'm gonna have to turn on you. Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed that.
You guys should have won, a world championship. It's a
Yeah,
shame
we
that
should've.
the Cleveland Indians didn't get it. I mean, 95, you
Yeah, we should've
came
won.
up short. But 97, I was on an airplane listening to the 7th game.
And actually, I was at the time I got traded to Atlanta. So I was with the Braves during that time. And the Braves, we lost to the Marlins to have them to go to the World
so you
Series.
weren't on the Indians in
Not
97?
97. I got traded
Wow.
in 97. Spring training, I got traded to Atlanta for David Justice and Marquise Grissom.
Oh, that's right. They brought
That was
Justice
that trade.
over.
They
You in
came
that
over to
trade?
me. Yeah, I was in that trade. I get some interesting trades I get involved in.
Jesus, man.
But yeah, I was part of that trade.
I didn't realize that because that was
Yeah.
a big trade for Cleveland,
For
bringing
Cleveland, yeah.
Justice over there.
Yeah.
Because Justice was a winner. He was a big hit. I liked. He even did good for us in the late '90s.
Yeah.
I love Dave Justice.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, he is a good dude.
He's a good dude.
But it's just a shame that the Indians, with that squad, that group.
You know what? Again, we should have won. We should have won. We had all we broke all kind of stat records and all kind of stuff, and that's why, since you want to talk about the '95, that year we were in the playoffs. We ended up getting to the World Series with a team who had the least amount of strikeouts and the highest on base percentage. We had the most walks in the league, in baseball, I think. And we ended up getting to the World Series, and all that changed. It was very confusing when you were facing Atlanta Braves pitching.
Yeah, you had that pitching staff.
But again, you had the pitching staff that didn't throw the ball over the plate.
Right.
And we had a team, Cleveland Indians, didn't swing at nothing if it wasn't a strike.
Right.
So you get to the World Series, and pitchers were 6, 8, 9 inches off the plate.
And they're getting called strikes.
They're getting called strikes, and we're like, wait a minute, we're not used to swinging at a pitch that far off the plate.
Wow.
For a strike. So when you get to the World Series, you're like, wait a minute, what do you do?
Yeah.
We're not comfortable of going outside of our zone and outside of our game to swing at balls off the plate.
Right.
So we end up losing that series, and I can always say I feel we didn't lose that series. It got taken away from us.
You felt that way.
I was still that way to this day. And
that's funny. I'd like to go back and watch that series.
Please
now
do.
that you tell me that, because those guys, man, their strike zones was insane.
See, and that's the thing is that you had...
They were good pitchers, granted. But they gave them strikes.
But they were good pitchers, but good pitchers throw the ball off the plate.
Right. But they didn't.
Smoltz did.
He's the only one.
And Maddox,
Glavine and Maddox.
Well, I'll just give it... Glavine, he was more off the plate than all three of them.
Yep.
At least Maddox... He pretty much
he tinkered with it a little bit. He tinkered with it.
Yes, he did. But Glavine, he didn't.
No, he didn't give you nothing.
And but again,
the only guy that challenged on that team
was Smoltz.
Oh,
he went at you.
Yeah,
he'll let you know I'm bringing it.
Right.
And that's the thing about.
He was a hell of a pitcher.
Yeah, he was.
Those other guys were great too.
No, they were great. I'm gonna give them their credit, but if I was.
So you're saying that in your heart,
if there was an umpire that was giving me. Didn't call a strike on me, I will have 200 walks a year.
Right.
So you're giving me an opportunity to raise my average way high. You have me a chance to get on my on-base percentage. So as a pitcher, you're going to give him to increase his strikeouts. You're going to increase people swinging the balls off the plate.
Right.
And then now a hitter's going to say, okay, is he going to call that off the plate or not?
Right.
So you as a hitter, you're like, oh, shoot, is he going to call it? One time he might not call it. The next time, 2 strikes, he'll call that pitch off the plate in which you're not swinging because it's not a strike.
Right.
So you can have a pitcher can have a low ERA or he can have a lot of wins because he got he got
the benefit of that call.
He got the benefit of the call.
Yeah.
Consistently. I remember I was playing against the Braves. I was on the team in '97, and I'm seeing that scratching my head like.
You saw it when you were on the team?
Yeah. So I went to Barry Larkin, we went to Cincinnati. I'm like, I think it was Maddox, Glavine, and I think at that time Daddy Nagel. They were on the team, and I told him, I said, good luck, guy. You ain't got a chance. You ain't got a chance because they're going to throw the ball off the plate, and the umpire's going to call it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't their fault. I would blame the umpires.
But for all that argument, they only got the one championship.
I know.
Go figure that. That was interesting. 91, 92.
But you got to get to the World Series.
I know.
But they only,
and then with the Yankees, they had us down in 96.
But they end up. But again, for them to have the opportunity, you had to. I don't know.
Why was it so big, you think? Why did they, give these guys?
It's a whole nother thing you can bring up on why and what were they doing and what was going on. But I think baseball.
I know, but a strike is a strike.
I know, but why did they give it to them? I don't know.
Yeah, they seem to get the benefit.
But why did they get it? Again, maybe there was an inside job that I don't know nothing about.
Right.
I don't know.
Well,
again, baseball picked and chose when they wanted to look at certain situations.
Yeah.
Like today's game, they want to look at this quote unquote stealing sign, but they didn't look at the quote unquote umpires call what they wanted to call.
Right.
They can be your friend or they can be your enemy. And if you're an enemy, you get nothing. And that's the sad part, is that you had policing. You had the police officers controlling the game. That's
Right.
kind of how I looked at it.
Really?
Yeah, it's like, okay, if they didn't like you, they will call a strike on you a foot off the plate. And what will happen? Nothing.
And when you say they didn't like you, you mean personally they
Yeah,
didn't
if
like
they person,
you?
if you
They say, "I don't like
if
this
you got
guy."
upset and you got missed and you kind of chewed off an umpire because he didn't call us right and you got in his face or whatever, the next time you come to the plate, you better swing. Because if it was in the other batter's box, they would have called a strike.
Wow.
That is just how the game was, and
Yeah.
what happened to them? Nothing.
And look at it now. It's even now, even with instant replay, they still can't get it right.
Yeah, but again, at least you can look at it and say, okay, you have that box, what they call electronic strike zone. At least you have an
Right.
idea. If they'd had electronic strike zone back then, it'd have been a totally different ball game.
It would have been, huh? Yeah. That's a shame that, that affected your team because you guys were that disciplined that you weren't going to swing at balls, anything outside the zone.
But we had to during that World Series.
But you had to.
We had to.
Yeah. Because I was always wondering that series, like, I thought maybe you guys were flat. I was like, what happened to their hitting? But now it makes sense.
Yeah, we had to swing. We had to swing out of our comfort zone.
Yeah, because I remember when we played them, the Yankees, I was like, these guys don't fucking throw strikes.
They don't.
They don't throw strikes.
They didn't have to.
And, the Yankees they figured out how to beat them, but still, it was tough.
Yeah.
It was tough facing
Very
them
tough.
because they had the benefit. It wasn't like, a strike is a strike. You see
No.
a guy as a strike throwing machine. Maybe, Smoltz was, or guys in my era when I was a kid watching Catfish Hunter
Yeah.
or Tom Seaver. These guys could throw legitimate strikes.
Yeah.
These guys got the benefits, man,
They
for
don't-
whatever reason.
Exactly, for whatever reason. And to this point, we don't know. And then what happened? Again, there should have been some type of investigation. I don't know.
Because if you look at a lot of their strikes, and I'm talking about Maddox and Glavine, arguably a good portion of them weren't strikes.
I'll say 70% of them was not a strike.
Yeah.
70%. If there's 70%, you don't have to throw the ball to the
But
plate.
here's the thing about you put the glove over here and you hit the glove.
They called it a strike just because you hit the glove.
Now, do you think that's a strike?
No, just because they hit because the thing
Because
about
Mariano
it.
got, and listen, nothing against Mariano, but he
you
got
gotta-
the benefit of that.
But you got to look at it at it just because a catcher sets up. So if this is the plate,
Right.
and the catcher says, "Okay, here's my plate,"
Yeah.
and I put the glove here,
Right.
and if a pitcher hit the glove, it's not a strike.
That's not a strike.
But that's how it was
That's
going.
the mentality.
That's how it was going about. As long as you hit the glove, it was
Yeah.
a strike.
There's nothing you can
And
do.
again, it was sad. I played with the Braves in '97, and I watched it on a daily basis. I'm
You
like,
watched it.
dude. This is sad.
Wow.
This is sad to watch.
Yeah.
Because again, you don't have to throw the ball off the plate, and now, since you calling a ball off the plate, so now the hitter is thinking in his mind, I have to swing now.
Yeah.
You got to reach way over
Exactly.
to try to swing at something that, are you going to get a good, part of the wood on the bat or whatever? You don't know.
Yeah.
But now you're out of your zone.
You're
and
out of your comfort zone.
You're out of your comfort zone. So now instead of you're swinging your bat, your bat like this, you got to go like this.
Right.
You got to swing out this way.
Boy, that's interesting. I'm going to go back and watch some of that World Series
do that.
because, but the funny thing I always say, like I said, they've got one championship. The team of the 90s, they said,
Yeah.
but they got the one World Championship.
But if you look at the pictures,
Maybe rightfully so, you know?
I mean, maybe
Maybe
you're right.
rightfully so.
Maybe you're right.
I mean, maybe their pitching staff wasn't as good, as other pitching staffs. People always put them as like, I don't know. I don't think they were the greatest pitching staff. Well, they were a good one, but there's a lot of arguably great staffs.
So facing them, you would have to have your opposing pitching has to be just as good or even better to
Right.
win. To win.
Yeah.
That's how it worked to win.
That's true.
Or for them not to always throw that ball off the plate and it was called.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was a call, they move closer and closer in
Right.
to hopefully get a call.
Yeah.
So
Were there a lot of other teams that felt the same way about the Braves?
all of them.
All of them. I wonder how the
you saw
Yankees
it.
felt.
You can ask, you can
Yeah.
ask.
I mean, they won. They
you
won.
can ask any player during that time who wasn't the Braves, how did they like the strike zone?
Yeah.
You can ask
It was pretty
any
bad.
one of them.
Yeah.
I don't care what team, or it was, well, at the time, the team in the National League.
Mm-hmm.
Because the National League and the American League, they had American League umpires and they had National League umpires.
Yeah.
They were totally different.
They were.
But then they end up mixing them.
Right.
But before then, there were some of these games that we played against with the Braves, 2 hours and 1 minute. Whatever. It was crazy.
Quick.
It was crazy. It was 2 hours. I think one of the quickest was 2 hours and 1 minute.
I know.
But they were under 3 hours consistently in the American League, 3 hours plus.
Yeah.
The National League, it was always 2 hours something.
Yeah.
Something in the 2 hour range.
But, you know,
it was crazy. Because they
A
just.
strike is a strike. And if
But
you
again,
say
that's
that's not a strike, that's not a strike.
But that's not how baseball works.
I know.
And that's sad because people want to pick and choose what they want to complain about baseball. Don't pick and choose what you want to complain
Because
about.
baseball's very, very political, I think, in a lot of ways. I mean, it's very, it has a club. It always has like a mentality. You know, like I'm just a fan. I've been fooling around with baseball, trying to get in baseball. But it's like people look at me like as almost here's a guy who's like, I ain't got no agenda. My agenda, I'm not the fucking commissioner. I'm a fan. I watch the game.
Yeah.
I watch it hardcore for years. I sit there, I'm on every pitch, and I see these guys. They're always just like, they're so guarded. They won't let, that's why baseball has fallen behind football and
Yeah,
and I
I
love
know that,
baseball
yeah.
to the end. But you're right. It's like even this whole fiasco now wasn't handled well. It wasn't handled good. I mean, I don't know what you do, but what would you do? You know, if you were playing and you found out these kind of things. A lot of guys are angry and mad. I mean, I was kind of sad about the whole thing. Like, why would you go to that level? Why would you?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you can say, why did you go to that level? But again,
I'd like to know.
in the game of baseball, there was no rule kind of sort of for that. I mean, there's no rule. Now it is. Now they're going to have a rule for that. But before then, teams were always trying to find a good advantage. Always. I'm not going to say every team was cheating, but every team tried to find some advantage. But somehow the Astros or whoever else was doing it, whoever was doing it, they went to a different level. You know, you take one step of trying to get an advantage or cheat or however you want to call it, but the Astros situation, they just went to that step.
To the next level.
But again, you can't complain. But again, I look at it, I'm going to always say analytics. That's cheating. So now you want to look at analytics. It's the same thing as that you're telling analytics that every 2-2 pitch that this guy facing the lefty, he's going to throw a slider in.
Right.
So basically, you see these guys with these things on their wrists trying to figure out certain things.
Right.
Looking at this. Okay, so analytics has already told me 80, from their percentage, it's going to be a high percentage that's saying this guy's going to throw an inside slider against me or whatever.
Right.
So analytics already told me that's what's going to happen.
So you're saying analytics is also the cause of maybe taking this method to another level, right?
As well.
Because if we didn't have analytics, we didn't have all these nerds that are in baseball and all this bullshit, you could eliminate that.
Yeah, you can eliminate. And also, you got to look at certain things about baseball.
So you didn't play that long ago, but when you were playing, it wasn't so analytical driven,
let me
right?
tell you what, no, and no, because you kind of looked at it yourself, kind of how you felt, you know, but it's always the human element. People forget about that.
Right.
There's a human element to the whole situation. So I look at it back then. I felt like baseball was almost, I'm not going to use the word cheating, but you get an advantage, as in, remember the pitchers? You didn't know how hard a pitcher was throwing. It was just all in your mind how you felt. Is he throwing 98 or is he throwing 91? That's a big difference.
Right.
So all of a sudden, baseball put in this clock, a speed pitch, to tell a guy how fast he's throwing. So so now the pitcher's like, man, he knows how that my 90, because some guys throw a sneaky 91.
Right.
You were like, dude, that's 100.
Right.
But it was only 91.
Yeah.
So because some guys had that, what they call that late movement life.
Yeah.
You look at the thing, it's like, oh, that's only 91. So I don't have to gear up that much because the scoreboard then told me that this guy's throwing 91 miles an hour.
Right.
So now you can sit back and you don't have to gear up as much.
Because mentally,
they didn't told you. So basically that's cheating. You're telling me I'm throwing 91 now. This guy's throwing 91. So that's going to help. That's an advantage for me. So now suddenly the guy's throwing 98. But they take away
the
human. But again, it's the
and also the what's the word? I'm just thinking.
But it's the mindset.
The mindset, yeah.
The mindset of I have to get comfortable because if a guy's throwing 98, oh my goodness, I'm like, I'm going to a whole another mental thought
Right.
of gearing up to hit this.
Right.
So all of a sudden you see the clock. It says 91. Oh, I thought he was throwing 98.
Right.
Well, the stats, when you come in, you say the guy's throwing 90 from 95, 98, whatever. But that day, he come in, he's throwing 91.
Yeah.
But in your mind, it's 98. But now, that was back in the day. But now the clock is telling me exactly how fast he's throwing, how exactly when I need to get my foot down to hit this 91.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, 98, I gotta do something different.
Yeah.
So is that a form of cheating? You giving a guy exactly how fast this guy is
I never thought of it that way. But in a way, you got a point there, knowing how fast, how hard. You're giving right.
That's an advantage.
Yeah.
So for a pitcher, he gonna say that's a disadvantage. That's not an advantage for the pitcher.
Right.
You're taking things away from the pitcher, trying to be sneaky with that fastball.
Exactly.
But now the clock didn't show me.
Yeah, because years ago you knew the guy threw hard. Maybe the only guy they talked about was like, say, Nolan Ryan or something.
But you didn't know exactly.
But you didn't know.
Pitch to pitch. You didn't know
You just
exactly.
knew that
you just
the guy
kinda
threw 100, 98
around that
right.
area. But
Yeah.
now with this thing on the board, you know exactly.
Yeah,
what he's
all
doing.
these guys are now. It's like
Curveball. They got the tilt, the spin rate. And all.
right.
I'm like,
Yeah, what is the spin rate?
So
What is,
now it's just the way the ball spins to
way-
make it topples faster.
Okay.
A slower one, it could be a slow one. A faster one is a tight one.
a tight one?
Yes. So, and they know the spin ratio on that. So now guys know how much it's going to go here to here compared to,
They can tell?
yeah, just by this, because of how much the ball's spinning.
And what, they just recognize that?
You recognize the spin, a slower spin or tighter, what they call a tighter dot on the ball. You can see
Okay.
it. If the dot is not as fast, it's going to be slower and it's not going to bite as much.
Okay.
So you can see just the different ways of understanding that because now they're giving you spin ratio. I'm like, so basically that's not cheating?
Yeah, that's another form.
That's another form of it.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not saying what the Astros did was right, but they're just going to another level that the other teams didn't do. Didn't figure it out.
Yeah, because all the information is out there. So you're saying they got this, they got spin rate, they got this speed. So now they just got all that information and went a step further.
Say, okay, let's do our garbage can or whatever, how they did it.
However they did it. I mean, I don't know exactly
but again,
how.
I can even
in
talk
live
about
action.
this, but I can talk about this. You saw that thing the other day with Trevor Bauer
Right.
telling the guy here. Oh, yeah, he let the guy know, I'm throwing this pitch.
He told him?
In spring training, yeah.
Right.
And did the guy hit a home run, the double? No. A guy struck out.
Right.
Telling him what was coming.
Well, yeah.
So don't give me.
I mean,
that's it's a little bit overrated about what was coming because again, there was a times where a guy got a 3-0 pitch. How many times a guy popped up a 3-0 pitch?
Sure.
A 3-1 pitch where he know what's coming.
Yeah.
And he pops it up because he
I
gets
know.
too amped, and that's why some hitters they tell them don't swing 3-0
Right. Because they get too excited.
because you know because why? Because you know what's
because you figure you're getting a fastball, right? Or 3-0.
You might once in a 1 out of 10 a guy will hit a home run or maybe more than that with 3-0.
Yeah.
He's gonna crush a ball. No.
Most of the times they don't hit that 3-0 pitch.
But again, 3-0, you pretty much know what's coming, right?
Right. So in your mind, even though it's cheating, you think the Astros, it's a bit overblown, this whole thing. You think a little bit.
A little bit because everybody's doing it in some way. I'm telling you, everybody's doing it.
In some
Don't act
capacity.
There you go. In
Right.
some capacity, somebody's trying to cheat, or
Right.
it's called getting a little advantage.
Yeah, it's not like you're on second base. You guy tipped this pitch or you stole the sign.
But you change it.
change
That's
it.
been happening.
Right, that's been going on forever,
That's been going
right?
on forever. Yeah. You figure out the guy's sign.
Yeah.
You tell the hitter.
When you were playing, what would be the little things that guys would do?
What again? They might do an elbow, they might do a hand flick, or just kind of whatever, just to know that it was either an off speed. If you get the signs. Sometimes guys can't get it. You can't figure it out. But if you figure it out and you get on second base, if a guy wants, a lot of guys didn't want to know.
They want to go.
They didn't want to know
Really?
because again, it's
Right.
the same 3-0 type of mind.
Because they don't want to get it in their head. They just want to react, right?
Some guys want. Okay, just because
were you a reactor or did you?
I was a reactor.
Yeah.
I was
so
a
you
reactor.
didn't want to know.
No, if a pitcher did his glove and stuff, that was on him.
Were you looking for certain
Oh, yeah.
pitches at times? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But not a lot. With 2 strikes, you have an idea. The problem is, I always try to tell myself, look fastball and react on the curveball.
Right.
And I've hit many home runs just reacting. because that's just the way it works.
Right.
You react.
You only have a fraction of a second.
To react.
Right?
Exactly. But
In
the thing
baseball?
about it, and the problem is in baseball, if you tell a guy you looking fastball, okay, so now you gearing up for a fastball. You don't know if it's inside or outside. So always told guys, if you're going to tell me, Kenny, this is what I got. No, tell me, if anything, tell me location.
Okay.
I don't care about the pitch.
Right.
Don't tell me the pitch. Tell me location.
Location.
Oh, I want to know location because it just
Right.
say you're going to throw a fastball. So in my mind is like, okay, I don't know if that fastball coming in or not. So
Right.
inside, I'm kind of opening up slightly. Mm-hmm. That ball's outside. I will miss that ball, pop it up because again, or you leaning, thinking the guy's going to throw a fastball outside, and he comes inside.
Then what?
Then what? Then what are you going to do when you
Yeah.
knew it was a fastball, but
Yeah.
you didn't know it was inside, you didn't know it was outside, you didn't know it was low, you didn't know it was up. You
Right.
don't know. So you gearing up for this fastball, and all of a sudden, it's on the outside part of the plate, and you think I'm going to swing no matter what.
Right. Yeah. So.
Or you tell a guy, okay, if he throws the curveball, don't swing. If he throws a strike, what are you going to do?
Yeah. Then strike three. You can't go down looking.
But again, they say, oh, he's going to bounce it. How many times, I even talked to Trevor Bauer, and I said, dude, how many times out of 100 pitches, how many times did you throw exactly what did you want to throw it? That pitch. He said it probably about 10, 11 times. He threw exactly. If you said the catcher put it here, how many times did he actually put it to the glove? He said out of 100 pitches, probably 10 to 11.
Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you can't figure that out.
you can't figure out. So if you have an idea, maybe on the location, maybe you can lean that way because the pitcher's trying to throw it that way.
Right.
But he don't know what he's throwing half the time.
No. I mean, when it comes out of your hand, you don't always know where it's going to go, right?
You might have a few pitchers can, but the majority of them,
Yeah.
they can't hit their spots. They
I mean-
always missing their spots.
Yeah. I mean, maybe somebody like Mariano who was coming for that one pitch. He had,
Wait, so you're telling me people didn't know what Mariano was throwing?
Of course they knew he was coming. He only threw that basically the cut fastball, right?
Okay,
Did
so
did he have a two-seamer or two? Yeah.
But no, but he.
But it's basically a cutter.
9 out of 10, he throwing that two-seamer cutter.
Yeah.
So is that cheating? People knew he was throwing it.
I mean,
Is that cheating?
you
know what's
kinda,
coming?
yo, here it is. Come hit it.
How many times? I think I probably
Exactly.
have about 11 broken bats. I don't know, something like that.
11 broken.
Terrible. Oh my goodness, terrible.
Tell me why it was so
I knew
hard
it
to
was
hit
coming.
him. Tell me why it was so. Because like on TV, when I first saw him, I said, "Man, what's so hard about this guy?" They said you have to be in the batter's box to understand, Nick, how good this fucking guy was.
So, but the thing about it is,
'Cause he got in on that.
with Mariano, the only way I would have felt I could hit him if I could hit him on lefty made it worse.
Made it worse.
Oh, it was worse against lefties.
Righties
he
did
killed
better.
you. Oh yeah,
They
righties
said,
got
like
better.
Manny Ramirez used to
Kill him. I mean,
yeah.
righties had a chance.
Had a
Lefties
chance.
Had no chance.
Why? Because the ball came right in
Because
on.
it cut into the bat. See,
cut
the
into
thing
the
about
bat.
that's where I'm saying with Mariano, I want to know location.
Yeah.
If I have a location, I got a chance to get Mariano.
But he was around the plate.
But you got to figure out if it's going to cut from the outside or it's going to cut in the inside.
When did it move? At the last second?
Oh, last second. It was sad.
Yeah?
It was sad.
So you were like, how do I hit this guy,
Yeah.
right?
Another guy too, the same way.
Even though Alomar hit a big home run off him.
Yeah, but
he was
again,
young then.
But again, it doesn't matter. Sometimes I always say just because a guy is going to throw that pitch,
Doesn't mean
he's going to throw his good one.
his good one.
Sometimes
Right.
he like Mariano to throw it, he was like, oh man, off my finger just slightly,
Yeah.
and it was flat.
Yeah.
And Sandy Alomar
it
hit a
could
home
go.
run.
I mean-
but all of a sudden, the next 9 times he faced Sandy, if it's that way, Sandy won't do that.
He ain't going to get it.
No, he ain't gonna get
Yeah,
that.
but that one time, he threw the one pitch
that kind of didn't do the Mariano way.
Right, because you don't know what caused it, right?
You don't know what caused that, exactly that, because Mariano ball can move this much or it can move that much.
Right.
And you got to figure out which one he gonna throw. And you don't know.
And you don't know.
And that's the thing. Like Trevor Hoffman, another Hall of Famer.
Right.
You know who he gonna throw?
He's going to change up, right?
9 out of 10 times he gonna throw you a changeup.
Yeah. Did he have that Bugs Bunny changeup, or was like the one that just kind of?
No, he just threw it either slowly this way, or slowly that way, or slowly down.
Yeah.
But it was a changeup.
Yeah.
So again, that's what I'm saying. These guys talking about, okay, if a guy telling me that Chapman's gonna throw me a fastball, right? You don't know if that fastball is coming 99
Right.
or 92.
That's exactly right. Look at that guy. Look at that guy that battled him that year,
But if you throw it,
Rajay.
all of a sudden you got to hear and you say, okay, 99, 99, and you get it ready to come
And
out here
maybe-
for 99 and it's 92, you ain't got no chance. But it's still a fastball. People
Right.
don't understand that.
Yeah.
If throw a 99 mile an
I don't
hour
understand why he
fastball,
through that pitch to Altuve. That was
if he throws that, was a 98?
No, that was a changeup. He threw a changeup down the middle. Have no idea why he threw like a changeup.
90,
off
down the
speed,
middle.
whatever. Down the middle.
Did it move?
Didn't
Flat.
move flat.
So what I'm saying to you, if that ball would have moved the way Chapman wanted it to do,
Yeah.
he wouldn't have hit
He
it.
wouldn't have hit it. No.
But again, that's that human factor
Right.
that you don't know every time.
No matter how good you are,
No
you
matter
might throw
how
that
good
one
you
pitch.
are,
You're right.
And somebody's going to get it
Yeah.
because, all of a sudden you can throw this pitch, and all of a sudden the guy
Sure.
swing and miss. Then you try to do it again. And what they say, you hang it, I bang it. Because that time you didn't throw it the right way.
Right.
But if just, again, Kershaw, I'm keep throwing these names out there. If Kershaw threw a nasty slider, I don't care. If you tell, Kershaw can tell you, Kenny, I'm about to throw you a slider.
Right.
And if it's nasty,
You ain't hitting it.
I ain't hitting it.
Right.
I don't care.
Right.
But if he throw that so-so one, I might get it.
Yeah.
But if a pitcher throws his nasty pitch and he's telling you he's going to throw it, you're not going to hit it, peoples.
Right.
You're not going to hit it.
No, you're right
I
about
don't
that.
care.
You're right about that.
But if he throws the lazy one,
Yeah. Then that one might get blasted. You're right.
that's what
true.
people don't get.
Yeah. That's
A pitcher can tell you every pitch he's throwing, and if it's his nastiest one,
yeah.
you ain't gonna hit it.
So even though if you know what's coming, it doesn't guarantee you
No, it doesn't
success.
guarantee you success.
Right, because I mean, baseball's a game of failure.
But you can put a ball on the tee.
Right.
How many times you gonna hit that
Sure.
perfect?
Not many.
I put it on the tee, and many times I hit the dang wire, the dang rubber on the bottom of the tee.
Right.
And it's sitting right there.
How about like when you knew what was coming and you still didn't hit it? You had those, right? You said you probably went back to the
You go back, you hit the bat, you on the back of the duck, you like, I missed it or whatever.
I missed it. I missed it,
It
by
was
what?
right
A
there.
hair or I got
was
under
right
it?
there,
It
you
was
got
right
under it.
there.
You can get under a ball this much difference between hitting it this much
Right.
from popping it up or hitting a home run.
It's that
much.
close.
It's that much of you
Yeah.
making contact to that ball. Make contact here,
That's
it's a home
amazing.
run. You hit it here, it's a pop up.
The margin of
That
the
margin of
is.
failure in that
Yeah.
is that much.
That's why sometimes take your chances, throw the ball right down the middle. He might pop it up. He might pop it up.
One guy in the game
He might pop it up.
that played the game that you can throw any pitch. You throw it right down the middle, he will swing and miss.
Who's this? Give me a
Lad.
Guerrero.
Oh my goodness. You throw a ball right down the middle. He will
Because you know
miss
why?
it.
Because he was such a
But
weird
if
bad
you
ball
throw
hitter.
that ball this much off the ground,
You have a better chance.
that's
of
in the 40th row somewhere. You like, dude, that ball almost hit the ground.
Why do you think that is? Why? Because he was just a freak the way he swung the
Yeah.
bat? The pitches that he hit?
I can't explain it. But you throw that ball right down the middle, he will miss it. But if you throw it 2 inches off the ground,
Yeah.
that ball is in the seats.
Yeah, he was notoriously
Or you throw it this way over his head, bam, line drive in the gap. We're like,
Crazy,
how'd you
huh?
hit that? You throw it right down the middle, he'll probably swing and miss. Crazy.
man.
Can't explain it.
I know. Well, he was a freak of nature.
Oh my God. But again,
I mean-
some people are just that way. And
Yeah. I mean, like
that-
you say, you could throw a pitch that you go, that was unhittable. How did he hit that pitch?
Or you would throw with him, you would throw just a ball that, just a curveball that spins.
Yeah.
He's the kind of guy that'll miss it.
Right.
But if you throw your nasty one, somehow
Yeah.
he will hit that one. You're like, okay, wait a minute. How did you miss my flat one?
Right.
Then you hit my nasty one. He was one of those
He
guys.
was those kind of guys.
I know, you couldn't explain it.
Yeah.
So you go in the meeting, how do you flip flat? Try to throw it down the middle, please. Because you throw it anywhere else, he's going to hit you out the ballpark. That was the thing that it was the scouting report. You go in there, scouting report before the game, and
Yeah.
you'll say, okay, how do you place Glad? And he was like, I don't know, just throw the ball. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's what was so unpredictable about him, right? And scary.
Yeah.
Because, he could hit, probably pitches that you thought would not hittable.
Not hit a ball. You bounce. I
Right?
think I wonder if he hit a ball you bounced one time. I think he did. Some guy bounced the ball.
And the ball sounded different off his bat. I remember hearing,
hard.
I was when he was on the
mean, it was-
Angels, and I said, man, that ball sounds
Almost
different.
like it sounds off of his bat like two people.
Yeah.
Dave Winfield.
Yeah, Winfield I
and,
saw.
and Gary Sheffield.
Yeah.
Those two balls, them held off their bat. It was
I know
cool.
Winfield, man. He was scary in the '80s when I was a
Yeah.
kid. You had to pay attention. You could get killed, literally get killed in the
Those two
stands.
guys, when they
Dave
bought their
Winfield is
bat,
out.
oh my
Line
goodness.
drive,
It was-
scary.
it was-
6'6". I mean, now these guys
I
are
mean,
even. It's even scarier. They're putting
I
up
still
net.
remember Dave Winfield hit a ball. It was in Cleveland, and he was hit it right at shortstop. He hit it at shortstop. Omar jumped, just missed it, and the ball hit the wall.
Oh my God. A line drive that hard.
I'm like, Omar jumped, just missed it, and the ball hit
And it hit
the wall.
hit the wall. Wait,
Boom.
which one? The Jake?
And the Jake in left center. I'm like,
Holy shit.
what?
Yeah.
'Cause I thought he hit it almost when we kind of went in a little bit because of how he was hitting. Omar jumped,
Yeah.
and it just went, just stayed and just hit the wall.
You're right. Sheffield and,
And
Winfield.
them too, because they had
some-
those tomahawk, those little.
Yeah, they're kind of chopped
Chopped
down.
down
Yeah,
on
they're
it.
chopped down. How
Yeah, it
good
was
was
pretty
Manny
good.
Ramirez as a hitter?
It's pretty good. He was one of what you would call
Was he a
he
idiot
was
savant?
kind of a clueless hitter.
Was he?
Yeah, he just
had a gift.
he had a gift. You couldn't really explain Manny.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
What
just
the
couldn't explain
hands?
it.
What?
He just had a swing that he pretty much consistently just swung the bat the same
Right.
way. Same way. You couldn't explain it, and then he would just.
Would you call him a pure hitter? You know, they use that expression. What do you think that means when you say, "Oh, he was a pure hitter"? You know, you think like he's a natural.
I think for me, the definition of how I would think of a pure hitter was that he's pretty much he swung his bat angle, everything was the same way,
Right.
and a pure hitter didn't let any pitch fool them.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of just whatever it was, like Edgar Martinez.
Right.
Like
he just had that.
whatever it was.
Whatever it was.
Wherever it was. Pure
Yeah.
hitters that wherever balls pitch,
He hit it.
that way.
Yeah.
If it was outside, he hit it away. If it was inside, he put it. If it was down the middle, he went straight back up the middle. It's just kind of pure. Just
Manny was kind of like that, right?
yeah. But he wasn't
Yeah.
like Edgar. Edgar was something. I gotta give. I mean, between Edgar and Manny, I gotta give it to Edgar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that? Just
It's hard to explain. You
how
can't
good
really,
he was as a hitter.
you just couldn't put your finger on it. Yeah.
Wow, I don't think we apprecited how good he was. I
Yeah,
mean,
he
I
was
saw
pretty
him,
good
you know,
hitter. Yeah, he was
in
pretty
the-
good.
towards the
Yeah,
end of
yeah.
his career, and I was like thinking, this guy, man, where have I missed the boat on this guy? But it was like, man,
Yeah.
he's just such a great hitter. He just fundamentally was so
Yeah, he was pretty good.
tight, right?
Yeah, he was pretty
Yeah. How about Albert Belle?
Albert was different. He was different as a hitter. So Albert was the analytics before was analytics.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Albert every
He's
day.
a scary guy. Huh?
Yeah. I mean, he was scary,
He
smart.
just had that kind of presence about him. Was
On
he a
the
sweet
fi-
guy underneath?
Yeah, he was. He was soft. He
Yeah.
was softy underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
But-
gave him a bad rap, right? The
well,
media?
no, he gave himself a bad rap.
Oh, he did?
But it shouldn't have been as major as it made it seem out to be. He was a very smart guy. He was a kind of a loner, and he just wanted to do things Albert's way.
Okay.
This is my way. This is how I want to do it. This is why I'm gonna do it. Don't mess with me. And he was one of those guys. I mean, he was, like I say, when I say analytics, he had cue cards on every pitcher, every at bat. I mean, in his locker every day.
Wow.
So he was doing analytics before analytics.
So he was doing his own studying, huh?
He had him, but he had it written down what the pitcher threw, the pitches, every sequence, every pitcher,
Yeah.
and the hitter before and the hitter after.
Wow.
He had the analytics already down.
So he did his homework.
Oh, he did homework. Oh, big time.
Man.
Oh, he was homework, and he's coming as go with Albert every day. He's going in his locker, and you sitting there, and he's doing a crossword puzzle.
Damn.
And guys come in, mostly pitchers, coming in and say, Albert, I need 14 down or 14 across. He look at here. He'll say, here, take this meat. You know, that's what he's
Yeah.
saying to the guys or whatever, because he was finished his puzzles. If they needed to figure out a crossword puzzle, you called Albert.
Albert was the guy.
Oh,
Ugh.
smart, little
Smart, huh?
little brainiac.
Wow.
Oh, people didn't look at that.
Yeah, because the
He was-
image he had was
I
like
know.
this, you know.
He was a brainiac.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he was a borderline Hall of Famer too. I mean, I
Yeah.
thought his.
But he got injured. And
He got
once
injured
once you
and-
got injured, he cut it short.
Yeah.
I mean, again, But he put up some
the
numbers. But he
Hall
put up
of
some
Fame
numbers.
has been
Let's not go-
diluted a
let's
lot
not go
too.
there.
Come on, my God. I mean, you know, what's a Hall of Famer? What's not a Hall of Famer? I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you feel about it? I feel like, you know, when you watch the guy, you go, was I watching? Was he a very good player? Does that mean he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame? I think not. And I always think that if a guy was great, even if he was great for, say, 7, 8 years rather than very good for 15, I'm going to go with the guy that I go, he was an all-time great. You know, watching him with the eye test, you said, that guy was one of the greats. He was one of the best at that time. Not just very, very good. I mean, there are guys that are in the Hall of Fame. They're terrific, but I don't think the Hall of Fame is some of these guys, in my book. But I don't know how you feel about that. I guess that's a touchy subject. Maybe you don't want to go there.
Yeah,
You might ruffle a few feathers.
Yeah, again, it's a touchy subject, but
And how do you do it now with the whole juice era and everything like that? Like, that was part of baseball. It was part of baseball. Listen, I'm just saying, like, look, skinny Barry Bonds, it doesn't matter. Barry's numbers are inflated, but Barry is a Hall of Famer. Do I still look at him as the home run king? I don't. To me, because they're inflated. But does he belong in the Hall of Fame? Absolutely. Barry Bonds was arguably, him and Ken Griffey Jr. were, maybe the best players in the game at one time. But
but what you're doing is you're dividing his time in baseball in sections, right?
I'm
almost
doing that.
like the first half and the second half.
Yeah.
So you're saying the first half of Barry Bonds' career is Hall of Fame, and the second half is
Was
what?
superhuman.
But is it still Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Because of the second half.
Well, I mean, I have to say that because a lot of baseball was doing it. I'm not saying
No. Let's not use all. I wasn't on it. So don't use all.
All right.
So you got to say there's a portion who were, but then you taken away from the guys who wasn't. So let's look at Pete Rose first half and second half.
Pete Rose didn't do anything wrong as a player.
But I'm just saying, but he's not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but that's wrong. Why he's not in the Hall of Fame?
But again, it doesn't matter what right or wrong.
I'm just telling you how I look at it.
Reality.
Yeah.
So reality is he's not in. So I'm looking at his first part of his career.
Yes.
And then second part of his career.
And I'm saying the first part of his career was good enough for me that he was a Hall of Famer. I would put an asterisk next to his number, home run record, because to me, I know those guys cheated. McGuire, Sosa, they all.
But why would you want to put an asterisk on something that you don't even know during the steroid era, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You don't even know when they started, when they stopped, or whatever. We know when they stopped, when they done, or whatever, but you don't even know when they started. So you can't say.
I'm talking about the record, but I'm talking about the year they broke the record. They were on it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
But that record added on to their total.
Right. But if I took Barry Bonds' career and I said, okay, let me look at him, skinny Barry Bonds. I'm just saying for argument's sake.
Okay.
Give me like 10 years of skinny Barry Bonds. To me, it's probably
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but I look at it as,
would you keep him out just because he did the roids?
The game is the game. So basically, you're telling me that if you do something, so I'm trying to figure out how to say this.
I'm saying when you look at Barry Bonds, when you watched him, did you think he was a Hall of Famer?
When?
Just when you saw Barry Bonds, about.
I mean, you see him play, he was one of the best players in the game. He was one of the best
players in the game.
Exactly, but
he's a Hall of Famer.
He's one of the best players in the game.
So and I'm saying Barry Bonds is a Hall of.
For me, I don't know what people's real definition of what a Hall of Famer is. For me, I don't know what definition is.
The definition of a Hall of Fame player is one of the greats, not one of the very good. One of the greats. That when you were watching the dude, you said, he's one of the greats. Mm-hmm. At this position, at this player. When you watched Roger Clemens pitch, you knew you were watching one of the greats. He's a Hall of Famer. But the other stuff you want to take into account, yeah. If you want to talk about records and things like that, you could say that. But I mean, I can't say that his whole career, that when I was watching him, I didn't think that Roger Clemens...
So, but the thing about it is...
did it make him last? Maybe it made him last.
But the thing about it is, I just feel like...
Well, what do you think a Hall of Famer is?
At this point, I don't know.
But what did you think about it before, like when you heard the Hall of Fame?
What I thought about the Hall of Fame was you're one of the best players during your era, in your position, or what you do on the field. You're one of the best players. And during your era...
During your era.
You're one of the best players.
Okay, that's fair enough.
So, because everyone's era is different.
Right. And because the steroid era exists...
But that's,
we have to take that into account.
But you can't take that into account because that was not part of the game.
What do you mean it was part of the game?
As in, so that means that...
Not everybody was doing it like you, other people.
So that's what I'm saying. What's not part of the game.
But it was part of the culture. A lot of guys were doing it.
No, but you got to figure out what's the percentage when you say a lot of guys. You had 1,300 players in baseball, and it wasn't half guys. So if you're not half, or at least half or more half, you're not the majority. You're the minority.
Okay.
So you take care of your majority, not your minority.
Do you think it was a majority?
It was a minority.
Even at the height?
It was a minority, yes.
You're pretty sure?
I'm pretty sure. I'm close to positive that it was a minority.
You would say what, 40?
Out of 1,300 players in the big leagues,
yeah,
it was not 600.
Right.
No, it was less than that.
Okay, like what, 500?
Probably less than that.
Right. Would you keep the guy out of the Hall of Fame because he...
Again, that's not my decision.
I'm just saying,
I just
if it was
feel
you.
like if a guy is cheated, he does not belong on the Hall of Fame. No matter what.
Period.
If you did it, period.
Right.
If you were doing it in your beginning of your career, no matter, a sin is a sin is a sin.
Right.
I don't care. That's the problem.
I hear you.
Don't pick and choose when you say, okay, this guy did, it's like you were on drugs one time or okay, just wash that away and act like it never happened. And I think that's the thing. So
that's
now,
the penalty you're saying.
That's the penalty. You're acting like it never happened.
Right. Now, Pete Rose made a mistake as a manager. That was
But his numbers he put up,
but the
his
numbers,
true, there was no steroid, there was nothing numbers.
Oh.
The reason why he's not in the game because of what he did afterwards.
Afterwards.
And that was wrong. It was wrong.
Yeah.
But again,
I mean,
I feel his punishment is his punishment. He's been out, not having an opportunity for the Hall of Fame for years.
Right.
So you're right.
But you got guys in the Hall of Fame now that have done or suspected of juice. So some of those guys are in.
What was the word?
So
what was the word? What would you say?
Suspected.
Suspected. Again, so
I
you
know.
got to give.
But tell me, Pudge Rodriguez. Tell me, Pudge Rodriguez is in
suspected.
there. Pudge.
See, again,
come on, suspected. He went from here to here.
Suspected. Again,
come on.
I
my eyes don't lie.
But again, so the problem is, and again, you gonna use Barry. Barry didn't get caught.
Yeah, but his head was this big.
But again, he didn't get caught.
Just because you didn't get caught doesn't mean you're...
No, you're right.
You're not
guilty.
Right.
But again, the problem is, if there's some type of inclination...
Yeah.
At that time, some people slide through the ropes.
Right.
That's just part of life.
Guys are still doing it.
I know, but again,
guys are still doing it
because baseball does their little punishment.
I watched this thing, Screwballs. You ever seen that thing, the documentary?
Actually, I was supposed to see it. I haven't watched it, but I
just saw
about it.
It's very good.
No, I didn't watch. Somebody said
it's ridiculous how it came out.
They said I need to watch it, but I haven't watched it. But
you gotta watch it. Manny's name is in there.
Yeah,
I felt bad because when the guy brought up Manny Ramirez, he said Manny had the testosterone of a 90-year-old man. Now, listen, granted, if you're that tired, you got no testosterone, you got a medical problem. There should be some, maybe there should be something for that. You know what I mean? That a guy is an athlete and he's got no testosterone.
But again, we don't know if somebody using some artificial testosterone is messing up your overall natural testosterone. People don't talk about that.
Yeah.
See,
you got to be a scientist about that.
Yeah, but you got to understand it. Yeah, you got to be a scientist and understand that part of it. We don't know if
you understand it.
No, but all I'm saying is that you don't know if artificial stuff in your body has messed up the real stuff. Just like when they say when those big, I guess so. I don't know if it's loud.
So you're saying like if I go get some testosterone, I might mess up my other?
You might mess up with your regular
my regular testosterone.
Yeah, that's in
How
your
do I
body.
know?
I don't know. Again, I don't know, but I'm saying if they saying he had a 9-year-old, that means that somehow you messed, because they always say,
No, but
was it Lyle Zato or somebody that
Well, he took a lot of shit,
But
yeah.
I'm just saying that something happened to his system.
Yeah.
So you don't even know what his age of what his system was like because you were doing certain things in your system.
Right.
So you don't even know if they tested, I don't know if they
Well-
tested many testosterone, you don't know if they tested it when he was using the stuff, because you don't even know what it was before. His testosterone level could have been good before, but
Might have
then
been.
when you mess up stuff in your body, you don't know what is going to affect.
Well, he ran his blood, and he said when I ran his blood the year before.
Okay, but again, you don't know when it was started. You don't know when it started.
I don't know.
Exactly. No one knows
He had-
when certain things started.
He said he was always tired.
He said. Again,
Well, I
you got to
mean,
believe everything people say.
No, I'm just saying he went to the doctor.
Do you believe? Did you believe certain guys say they weren't using steroids and they got caught to say they were? So you don't know when to believe somebody's going to be lying. You don't know when certain guys
Yeah.
said, "Oh, I was only using it when I was with this team or that team. I wasn't using it before." We don't know that. We
Right.
don't know how true that is. They lied. They lied
Till they get caught.
till they get caught. So that's the problem. You lie until you get caught, and then
Yeah.
you try to say, "Well, oh yeah,
Of course.
I'm sorry." Well, dude, you've been doing it for the last 10 years, but all of a sudden you finally got caught, and now you want to say, "Oh, I'm sorry."
So
Too
what you're
late
saying
now.
is, maybe he was doing it, but we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
I don't know when these guys started. All we know is certain guys got caught.
Right.
So you don't know when, because again, before then there was no testing. There was no testing until
Right.
they had that so-called 2004, 2005 random or so-called test. And that's when the Mitchell report came out and all that stuff, where
Right.
the names finally came together. And that was a whole
It
lot of names
exploded
that
in the 90s when you were playing, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of like when it was. What was the? What can you say or talk about as far as like what did you, did a lot of players know what was going on?
No, I didn't see nothing. The only thing I saw was the change in guys' bodies,
And the sizes,
like from one off season to the next year.
right?
Like, okay, you start scratching your head. It's like, wow, I lift weights all the time, but I don't get that big
Right.
that quickly.
Right.
And you're like I said, head swell, certain things get different. But again,
Yeah.
I don't know because I didn't do
legs.
it. So again, but something had to happen for you to be.
It wasn't like a
certain
gradual.
size.
It wasn't
No,
a
was just like,
gradual.
bam.
It was like bam, right?
Yeah, and you look up, it's like, what just
They
happened?
were like Hercules.
But again, for me not knowing what happened,
Right.
I don't know. But again, once you can talk about the Jose Canseco. Jose Canseco came out. Jose Canseco, just look at this point of it. Jose Canseco, he came out and said, these guys were using, you guys want to act like this. I'm not the only person who was using steroids, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And he came out and started dropping names
Yeah, because
of
he-
certain people.
Right.
But again, if Nick say, Kenny, you using steroids, and you come at me and try to do, I'm gonna file a defamation suit or something against you for lying on me,
Right.
not telling the truth. Not one guy. See that? Zero.
Mm-hmm.
Zero personas
Right.
came out and said, Jose Canseco, I'm doing a lawsuit against you because you lied on me. Have you? I mean, look at the books.
Yeah.
Have anybody came to Canseco and put a defamation suit against
No.
him?
No.
No one. So something, he was right about something.
Well, he wasn't lying. I mean, they wanted to make him the poster child.
That's why he, yeah.
For the
but he
steroids
wasn't,
and stuff.
But he basically, he said, I wasn't the only one.
Right. No, he wasn't.
But again, they had to make him feel bad about it. But again, it's almost like this other guy who came out. Now they're saying this other
He
guy.
was blacklisted because of, for whatever reason.
And now they send this guy Fears, Fries, whatever, the sign stealing guy. Now they're trying to use him as the Canseco guy. But again, if he didn't come forward,
we would never know about
this.
This
Same
would
thing
keep
with
going
Canseco.
on. Right.
Same thing wouldn't keep going on.
So why ostracize these guys? Why say, they want to call him a rat or this, that, I mean.
But again, you talk about these guys get mad, now they want to hit the players or whatever. If you I'll say it this way. If you so upset about what I did, call me out, take me in the back alley. Don't do it when you have police officers around or you got, you know what I mean? You got umpires there can stop running between and stop the fight from going on. If you really want to hit me, but again, if you try to hit a guy, you can hurt a guy. You can hit him in the head, in the eye or something, ruin his career.
Right.
But if you want to ruin a guy's career, you know what? Let's take it out in the streets. Let's do it one-on-one.
Right.
If you really are upset about what I did, pitcher, you want to throw at me?
Let's go outside.
Let's go outside.
Right.
Don't do it when you got referees, you got umpires you got somebody can stand in between. It's just like somebody you're in front of somebody. It's like, hey, you want to fight and you reaching over. You don't want somebody's around, you reaching over like this.
Yeah.
What kind of
Yeah,
fight
I'll
is
fuck
that?
you up, yeah.
You ain't so tough.
No.
If you that tough, if you want to hit me, you say, well, I'm gonna hit you because you cheated. Okay, you know what?
Right.
If you that person on the mound, pitcher,
Right.
you got a problem with me, take it out in the back. That happened to me. I was with a guy, are you throwing at me? So all of a sudden I happened to see him
He threw at you?
in the weight room. I said, you got a problem with me? He said, oh, he's in the weight room. I said, oh, really? So I put my clothes on real quick, my shorts on, and went in the weight room. I'm like, oh, you got a problem with me? I'm right here. I'm not on the field. Oh, no, the manager told me to throw at you, try to hit you, to try to rattle you.
When you were on a different team?
Yeah. But he was in the weight room because usually the big weight room, the nice weight room was usually in the home, the home clubhouse area.
Right.
So the visitors used to come in, everybody work out together.
Yeah.
But when they said he was in the weight room, I'm like, oh, really? Mm-hmm. I said, hey, I'm right here. You got a problem with me?
Right.
Because if you try to throw at me right now.
Right.
I'm right here. And he's like, oh, no, the manager told me to throw it. Oh.
He told you that?
Yeah.
So he basically backed down.
Yeah, I'm fighting. No, let's fight.
Right.
If you talking about you want to hit me on the field, I'm like, you threw at me 3 times. Dude, you can throw the ball wherever you want to.
Right.
But all of a sudden you throwing at me or whatever.
Yeah.
So I asked him, are you trying to hit me? I'm right here. If you want to hit me, I'm right here. And it was obvious he was trying to hit me.
Right. Well, when it's obvious.
Yeah. 3 times in a row.
Yeah, come on.
So I said, I'm right here. You gotta hit me with a ball, hit me with a fist. Come on, let's go. So that's what I'm saying with that situation.
Because we don't know, you're saying. There's a lot we don't know.
There's a lot you don't know.
But it's all screwed up. I mean, you got me even more confused now with the Hall of Fame, because it's like it's been so diluted. Some guys are in, some guys are not in, some guys are suspected. I'm like, how do we even look at the freaking Hall of Fame now?
But it's almost like some guys are using cork bats and you didn't know it. And they got away with it.
Right.
So sometimes, you know what?
But
that's life. That's life. Sometimes you get away with stuff.
Sometimes
that's just
you
how,
do.
Like, you run red lights, you speeding,
you get away
with it.
but you don't get away.
I don't know.
You get away, but you know the truth.
But you know what? Sometimes people don't care about that. It's about fame and glory. It's about money. This world, you know what? But they say more money, more problems. That song by Biggie. More money, more problems.
Kenny's funny.
And Manny used to always say that too. More Kenny, more money, more problems.
I'll say one thing about you, Kenny. You tell it like it is. We need more of this in baseball.
They don't want it.
But they don't want guys like you or me.
They don't want me.
Nah, they don't
want me talking about it.
No, they don't want it because you bring up a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, they don't want to hear it from me, especially.
I know. I mean, are you working in baseball at all?
No.
Did you want to work in baseball?
Yeah.
You wanted to. What did you want to do? You still want to coach or anything or what?
No, I think for me, I wouldn't mind being like a special assistant to a team, and then pretty much I want to be able to help where I'm needed.
Right.
Just being a coach right there, that's not going to help too much. I wouldn't mind going maybe a week here, a week there, different places to find out here's a stud that needs that extra little something about him to get him over the top. Mm-hmm. Let's send Kenny out there. There's a base stealer guy, there's an outfield guy, or something, a guy that needs the fine tuning, needs that extra, get to that next level.
The next jump.
Next jump. You know what? Put me in front of him. And I'll see what, from my experience, my understanding of how the game.
What he needs to do.
What he needs to do to get him over the top.
Get him over the top.
Because some guys got all this talent.
Yeah.
But he ain't got it here.
Right.
The mindset, for me, I don't see guys in the game right now with my mindset.
Not a lot.
Leading off, getting on, working the count. I used to sometimes sit there and take 2 strikes on purpose to help the guys behind me.
Right.
That's what I did. I mean, I gave up probably a little bit less than, I'll say, 1/8 of my at-bats.
To help the next guy.
To try to help the next guy, taking pictures, to see what pitches, because back then, we couldn't tell with the guy's curveball, the speed and all that, whatever. We didn't have all that back then.
Right.
Now you know exactly, so I can tell the guy, you know what, it's looking like it's coming in like 92, 93.
Yeah.
I tell the guy behind me, hey, what is he throwing? How is he coming in? Or if I pop out of where I go to the bench, Carlos or Albert, is he bringing it? What do you think it's like? What do you think it's like? Because we didn't have the cheating.
You didn't have all that stuff. You didn't have the information.
Yeah, you didn't have the information.
You didn't have this.
You didn't have the 95 miles. Oh, he's throwing 95.
Right.
We were guesstimating back then.
Right.
So I had to come back and say, you know what, his curveball look like it's probably top to bottom is maybe 82, 83. Because again, you had a kind of a scouting report on it, but that day, once you get in front of it, it's like, no, it's probably a little bit less than that.
Yeah.
He's probably flipping it like 73, or he may be throwing it. No, that's coming like 87 slider.
Wow.
So you have that idea, but now, it's cheap.
now.
Oh, I know.
Everything's charted now.
So now the pitchers are at a disadvantage. Actually,
exactly.
pitchers are at a disadvantage because they're telling them what.
How do you make that better? Get rid of a lot of this once the game starts. Maybe get rid of video. Maybe you can't look at anything.
Maybe you could. They even got tablets on the bench now.
Tablets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or seeing what their bat or whatever. I'm like, oh, they got that right now. They can have all that.
I don't think they've helped the game that much with all this shit. I really haven't. I don't know.
That's what they want to do.
Taking
a
lot of the beauty, a lot of the purity of the game. You know, when I was a kid, it wasn't so overanalyzed.
But they're picking and choosing what they want to use as an excuse of what's helping and what's hurting the game.
Yeah. I heard they even want to change the format. I don't know what. It's bad enough watered down. We got a wild card team. I think the wild card should be the best of three. I never understood this. You know, you play 162 for one stupid game.
Yeah.
I never understood that.
At least
the best of three.
At least best of three.
Yeah, and maybe the first team gets all the home games. I don't know.
Or something, yeah. At least,
but what are they talking about now? Expand? I mean, come on. Baseball.
About money.
It's all about money.
About money. So basically, baseball got a lot of money when they expanded the opportunity for some of those those teams that are not kind of in it still have a chance to get in it. So now you got the fans who were in September, they didn't go to the games no more. They say our team is out. But now that one or two or three teams in each league still have a chance to make the playoffs in September. They wasn't getting a lot of fan base in September.
Yeah, because they killed the pennant races with this wild card shit.
Well, they killed it, but what they did is they added more opportunities for, again, teams in different cities that were on the bubble.
Right.
A lot of times, again, like I said, a lot of teams, when teams are out, people didn't go to the ballpark.
Right.
Now they're saying we have still a chance to win.
We still have a chance.
So now fans are coming hoping for
that
that city
they can
to
get
be able
in
to get a chance to even see a wild card.
Now, how many teams do they want to add? You don't know?
It's all about, bringing people to the ballpark. So.
Yeah, well, it is what it is, man. I mean, are you looking forward to this year?
Again, I watch it again.
Yeah.
I want to watch it more. I want to be a part of it in some way. But again, I'm not getting that opportunity just to be a part of it. So I kind of watch it sparingly.
Well, maybe it'll come. Maybe somebody will wake up. I'm
here.
It's not like you didn't kill anybody.
No,
you're not a threat to the game. You're an honest guy that says what he feels.
I think I'm too honest, and people don't want to hear it. And I talked to a lot of guys. I talked to Torrey Hunter and LaTroy. They said, Kenny, they need people like you because you're going to tell them like it is, and you're not going to show. I tell them what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. People always want you to, to lift them up. I'm gonna lift when you up there. I'm gonna lift you up and let you know. I'm gonna say, oh, hey, you up there, you're good. But you know what? Look over your shoulder. Somebody's back there trying to take your job.
Right.
And you got to know that. You can't just say you hold high and mighty. You know what? This game will humble you very quickly.
Yeah.
You think you're up there, and next thing you know, what happened? You got humbled.
Right.
You got to look at this game for what it is.
I know.
I always say it's easy in a sense to get to the big leagues, but it's hard to stay.
Right.
Because you got people pulling on you, trying to pull you down.
Because you can get your 15 minutes of fame. Even like show business. You can get a shot, but then the thing is, can you last? Can you sustain 20 years?
Can you sustain it?
Can you have a career? Not easy. It's easy to get there and get a shot, but then can you stick around?
Can you stick around? Can you last? Because knowing people are behind you, trying to take your job.
Yeah.
You got to understand that's hard. Knowing that somebody's behind you trying to take your job.
And it's the hardest game in the world to play.
It's tough.
It's a tough game, a beautiful game.
Yeah.
I love the game. You know what I mean? I can't ever get enough of it. I mean, I could sit there and people go, I'm never bored.
Good.
I'll sit there 3 hours and then because the attention span, you understand the beauty. I go, if you could see the game through my eyes, you won't get bored. Because a lot of people are like, oh, wow, now when I'm watching the game with you, it's different. I'm like, yeah, because I'm educating you. I'm telling you from pitch to pitch how interesting this is.
The game can change. Everything can go from pitch to pitch.
It's not like just basketball. It's exciting. Football, they go up and down the field. Baseball, it's a beautiful game. but people
pitch.
don't appreciate that now.
But once you understand it, you appreciate it more. Like you understand it.
Yeah.
So you understand it and you appreciate it because you understand it's more than just what you see. And I always tell people it's fun to go to the ballpark to watch the games because you get to look at a whole lot of different things other than what they show on TV.
On TV.
They show you what they want you to see.
Exactly.
But at the ball game, it's awesome because you got all this stuff you can look at. You don't have to look at the picture every time.
Right.
You can look at where the outfitters are moving, certain things you can see that you don't see just sitting there watching.
And you can look
TV.
at their faces. Sometimes you see them. I was at some of the games against the Astros this year. And I was close to the dugout. I went with Spike. By the way, Spike had the whole thing.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, with the Knicks. I don't want to start, but and you see these guys come into the dugout. And, they're facing the Cole and this guy.
Yeah.
And you're like, you could see the humanity in these guys, and it's like it's very interesting. You're right. You see a lot more.
And you get excited about seeing it because you see more than just what they show on TV. You get to see a lot of. You can see.
Who do you like today? Who's a couple of players you like today to excite you?
Mookie Betts and Trout. Those are two kind of guys I kind of.
Mookie Betts the real deal?
Yeah. The reason why I like him because he understands the game.
Yeah.
And he plays it to where this game today is going to a whole nother level, either strikeouts or home runs.
Right.
That's just the two things they...
There's more to baseball than that.
There's more to baseball than that, and he puts it to a level that baseball is more than that. He wants to get on, he do things, he takes pitches, he wants to play the game the way it's supposed to be playing. He's hitting for line drives. He's not hitting for that launch angle home runs. Mm-hmm. I think people don't like that I don't talk about the launch angle that way or whatever because I'm not a fan of launch angle.
Who started that?
The analytics. So there you go.
I hate that
analytics
shit.
started the launch angle because they're feeling like the opportunity you have a chance to hit a home run. But again, also, the more home runs, the more money people make. That's how the game is. You have a lot of home runs. If you don't hit the home runs, you don't make money.
Right.
That's kind of how this game is turned out to be, and it's sad. And now these kids saying, well, how do I make money? How do you hit home runs? So they seeing these young kids in high school, everybody's trying to swing up.
And that's what the launch angle is about.
Yeah, it's about if you have this certain angle of launch and you make contact to the ball. But if you see guys, if you start throwing higher fastballs, it ain't going to work.
Yeah.
And like Cody Bellinger, he can't hit a high fastball.
He can't get on top of it
because he's in that launch.
He's a one-dimensional kind of hitter.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. He's talented, but you can get him out.
But you can get him out. Yeah.
You can get a lot of these guys out that have that
the launch angle. You just got to elevate. Elevate the fastball.
I like the kid that the Yankees picked up, and he's a hell of a baseball player. This DJ LeMahieu.
Oh yeah,
man, he's a good baseball player. Have you?
Yeah.
You just you appreciate when you watch a guy on a daily basis. You go, man, I didn't know this guy.
The thing about it is you got to watch guys.
You got to watch him on a daily basis.
You can really understand.
Like I never saw Stanton. He came over here. Then when you watch the guy, you go, wow, he's got so many holes in his game. Hate to say that, but
he can't. To be honest, I don't think he can't see.
Can he see?
I don't think so.
Can he pick up the ball?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
And then when he closed his stands, that made it even worse.
Yeah. Don't get me started on him.
Yeah.
I have to root for him. I hope he can stay on the field.
I would love to talk to him. To be honest, I think to understand.
If he changed his approach a little bit, he's so strong.
But he's so strong. But again, the reason why he does what I don't think he can see. To be honest, something is going on.
Yeah, because when he misses a ball, he misses it by a mile.
But I always tell people, even though I think he can't see, but I think his bat plane through the zone is in the best in the big leagues.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's insane. It's insane.
It's the flattest bat in baseball.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. You obviously you can't see.
So you're saying he can't see?
Yeah. Something's going on. For him to have the flattest plane, and you want to have a flat plane.
You want that, right?
Oh, you want. Yeah. Oh, he has perfect. When I tell people, if you watch him in the home run derby, other guys like this, he was like, pow.
I know.
It was flat through the zone,
and the ball just
took off.
It take off like incredible.
Oh my goodness! When I see him, I'm like, dude, look at that flat plane. I tell people, watch if you want to look at a flat plane.
Yeah. Do you think it's a violent swing? But
no, violent plane. A violent swing,
What would you say a
it would
violent
be out
swing
of
is?
it would be out of the zone.
Oh, okay.
It'd be, Donaldson.
He has a violent swing.
Yeah, he has a violent swing. Yeah. Another guy back in the day was his dad was a coach. He played with the Mariners. Second baseman with the Mariners.
Not.
Boone.
Oh, Boone.
Boone.
Oh, Brett Boone.
Brett Boone. Violent
Oh,
swing.
yeah, he had a big herky jerk. Yeah.
Violent swing.
Yeah.
That's a violent swing.
Yeah.
Stanton don't have a violent swing.
It's not really violent.
It's strong. It's
Yeah.
powerful.
But you're right.
There's a flat.
There's a reason why this guy's like.
can't see,
Why is he missing the ball so much?
You can see.
You like
Smart.
Judge?
Yeah, he's
He's a good athlete,
yeah.
but he's
I
been
just
having a
gotta
lot of
understand
injuries.
him. Yeah.
What's
I
going
don't
on with all
know.
these injuries?
Well,
Concerns me.
what I think they're trying to put these guys and do certain things in the weight room, kettlebells.
Their bodies are overbuilt,
Their bodies
maybe.
they're I think they're going away from baseball,
Yeah.
weight room mechanics instead of just
Maybe just
it's like it feel like they're saying you need a muscle here, you need a muscle there. You mean no?
Yeah.
What's set up for baseball muscles? That's what you need to do.
Right.
Have a baseball muscle, not a weightlifting muscle, to play baseball.
yeah, because those bodies don't.
They don't match up.
Yeah, they don't match. Even Canseco, when he got too muscular, I thought he wasn't
His
as
swing
good.
wasn't the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again,
They get
you
too-
have to
I
you have
mean-
to understand. Do baseball mechanic weight room stuff. It's okay. If you do outside that, something's going wrong.
Favorite manager you ever played with?
Dusty Baker, by far.
By far.
By far.
Yeah. Love Dusty.
Dusty was awesome.
You glad to see him back in the game?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
He's
and-
good for them, for the right. He'll calm
because he's a veteran
Right.
manager,
Yeah.
understands the game, and he's the calmer.
Yeah.
Oh, but Dusty is. He's gonna
And he
put.
played too in the
Yeah,
70s.
he's a player. He's a player.
Plays manager?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he is, and he understands how to go about the game, and he's gonna teach these kids because he's like a father figure for the game of baseball for these guys.
Right. And maybe they
know,
need that now.
They need, again, and for
Enough
them to
of these
go
hot
through, and he's
shots.
the one of the guys that if you're going through some type of
Turmoil.
turmoil, he's
Yeah.
the perfect guy to calm you down and put you in. You see you getting too high, too low.
'Cause he's seen it
he'll come
all.
to your office and come here. I gotta
Right.
talk to you.
Right.
He had a toothpick, he'll talk to you, whatever. You sit there, you like, and then all of a sudden he'll say, "All right, fella, all right, get out of here." But again, he'll break it down to you
Right.
honestly.
Honestly.
Oh my goodness, you want to hear honestly, honest manager? Oh, Dusty the one.
You played with him on what, the Cubs,
With the
or
Cubs and
the Giants? Both teams.
Cubs and the Giants.
That's right. You were on that Giant team too.
Yeah, that was awesome.
What
Yeah,
about Jeff Kent?
He's good.
He was good.
Him and Barry didn't see eye
They
to
didn't get
eye.
along.
But on the
A lot
field,
of people say he's a Hall of Famer.
but
And they're like,
yeah.
why they keep
But
him
on
out?
The field, on the field,
My
they saw eye to eye.
God.
But on the field, they just did because the thing about it is people think you can be this clubhouse guy. That's overrated, bro.
Yeah.
Don't give me that clubhouse stuff. Overrated.
Yeah.
Because most guys, I had to, talking about the clubhouse, and they didn't speak much.
Yeah.
No. On the field, they did what they supposed to do. They did the high fives or whatever on the field, but off the
Right.
field, every player. I don't want to be your friend. I don't have to be your friend
Right.
off the field,
No.
but we got a job to do on the
On
field.
the field.
So when they say he was a good clubhouse, for what? If you seen the '95 Cleveland Indians clubhouse, it was a madhouse.
Crazy, huh?
Oh, people all over the place, people fighting and doing stuff all over the place. And
Yeah,
all of a
but
sudden,
on the field-
at a certain time, if you in the clubhouse around 4:30, 5 o'clock up in that area, oh, it's madhouse.
Right.
But all of a sudden,
When the game
around
started.
6:15, it's like a morgue in there.
Yeah.
White guys doing their thing,
Getting ready.
getting ready or whatever. And then right before, I think I messed this part up. Right before,
That's all right.
10 minutes before we get ready to go out, I blast the music. We're back on again. Blah, 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 blah. Then all of a sudden, I'm on the field. We're on the field. They turn it down or whatever. But right before that, 10 minutes before we go out on the field, it was like business, bro. It's like,
Damn.
whoa, business. Then after the game, madhouse again.
Right.
So before the game, before a certain period, it was a madhouse. Oh,
Yeah, but before and after are two different things.
Yeah.
Between the lines.
But in that in between, like I say, bro, between that 6
Yeah.
o'clock, something that certain, I don't know exactly the time, between 6 and 6:15, it was like,
You guys got focused.
oh man, my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
It was like straight focus. Then on the field, between the lines, we did what we had
That
to
the
do.
best team you played on?
Yeah.
Yeah. 95
We
Indians?
didn't have the perfect pitching staff.
No.
But we had the smart pitching staff.
Yeah.
We had Oral. We had
Older
Dennis
Oral.
Martinez.
Yeah.
You know, they knew Charlie
President.
Nagy.
Yeah, Nagy
They
knew how
wasn't
to
the power
pitch.
pitchers, but they knew how to pitch.
They knew how to pitch.
You just gotta know how to pitch.
You just didn't have that.
That number one
That number
guy.
one.
Yeah,
They didn't-
Oral in the playoffs did well.
Yeah, I mean, Oral was
but you didn't
a
have
bulldog, but it wasn't the Oral of '88.
Yeah. But
If you guys would
we
have had
glimpse
that
of
guy,
him, but yeah, we had that guy. Oh yeah, but
you guys, yeah.
And we had Dennis Martinez. I mean, Oral, he just knew how to pitch.
Dennis
bro. He
Martinez
was-
knew how to pitch, man. And Expos,
Yeah.
I mean, he could. He
Yeah.
was a pitcher, Dennis Martinez. No
They
joke.
also did their own type of analytics on the mound
Right.
of how they go about stuff. It was
Yeah, and Jose Mesa out there, right?
Mesa. Oh, Mesa was he was just dominant.
Yeah, he had some wicked stuff,
Yeah,
man.
he was dominant. Yeah.
You know,
that time
was
he
it
was
Chad?
dominant.
What was the guy's name? Chad O'J? Who was the other kid that came up? He was a
Chad O'J.
phenom. He came up, I think in 95, was it 95 or 97?
Maybe after that, Bartolo was
It
there.
was Bartolo was there, but then there was another kid came up. He was real hot in the postseason. The Yankees got him later on, but he never lived up to the hype. Right-handed kid.
Who was it?
Shit.
Jared
man.
Wright?
Yeah, Jared Wright.
Jared Wright.
Couldn't
Jared
think of
Wright,
the damn
yeah.
name. Jared
Jared
Wright.
Wright.
He had good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Came in like a madman.
His
Everybody
dad was
like,
better than him, Clyde Wright. Clyde Wright.
oh, that's
Always
his
say
dad?
that.
18
Clyde
years
Wright.
old, Clyde Wright?
That's his dad.
Well, man.
Clyde Wright was awesome.
I hope you
it
get
was
a
good.
job in baseball, Ken.
Yeah. I just, like I said, I just want to
You should, man.
Just share my knowledge to the game again and try, because I guess what I do or what I did on the field, they don't do that no more.
No. It's a lost art.
It's a lost art. It needs
But
to
they
come back.
need some
guys
old school.
bunting.
They need some guys that, you know, the human. Never mind just the numbers. You gotta. I always say you gotta watch the game with your eyes.
Your
I don't
eyes-
care.
your eyes
They
don't lie.
hire all
Yeah.
these kids as GMs. I'm like cracking up. I'm like, I mean, and these
Yeah.
guys do that. Did they play the game? Did they watch the game?
Yeah,
I mean,
you're right.
you can't. We're not robots, man. This is human
No,
beings.
You're right. They always tell you that the human element,
Yeah.
or the human element, is being lost in this game.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's
We
big.
got to put it back. We got to fight to put it back.
Well,
You fight as ex. I'll fight as a fan.
okay.
All right,
we'll
bro.
try. All right, man. Thanks. It's
Thank
awesome.
you, man. Maybe we'll do it again.
Yeah, for sure.
Shit was good, man. Yeah, you got me all thinking. I was like, damn.